Hey YouTube family and GN subs, got some update on the amnesty for parole in place and for DACA. I'm going to tell you how to prepare for that and tell you what's coming this month so you can get your application filed ASAP. And we got some updates on O1A visas as well as NIW. Got some good stuff today, folks. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Humberto R, attorney at law. I bring you good news. That's what I do. It's all good, nothing bad. And those of you who know me and you are my GN subs, I appreciate all the wonderful comments that you give. And hey, we got a lot to get to today, so let's get at it. All right, so the parole in place and the DACA amnesty Biden just rolled out. When do we expect the law? We expect the law on August 19th. It's going to be published in the Federal Register next week. As soon as that drops, I will let you know immediately the specific requirements, okay? But hey, I've been practicing a long time. I've been through the amnesty. I've been through parole in place on other cases. I've been through registry where you have to prove year by year that you've been physically present in the U.S. So what we do know for the amnesty, for parole in place, those are U.S. citizen spouses and children. To be able to get them back in status, you have to do what's called a parole in place. But we know you need to have been in the U.S. for 10 years. We know that already. So what do you need to start preparing? Here's what you need. So 10 years means you're going to have to prove. I tell my clients, let's go back a little bit further. So not June of 2014, but let's go to January 2014 to present. That's what you need to prove. And you need to prove every single year. You can't skip, go 2014 to 2018, 2021. That's not going to work, folks. You need to prove by clear and convincing evidence each year you've been present in the United States. Here's usually my checklist of documents that are great, that always work. Number one, taxes, okay? Clean. If you can get a transcript of your taxes and you have every year, that's perfect. That's going to be your base, your threshold, right? Number two, if you have school records, employment records, pay stubs for every year, that's going to correspond obviously with your taxes, or letter from your employer. That's good stuff. Either rental agreements or deed to your home to show you've been paying the mortgage. Bank accounts. If you've had a bank account throughout those years, you want to get each month. You want to roll it out, or a letter from the bank that you've been a customer for the last 10 years. All right, so that's the evidence that you want to start gathering to be able to file for the parole in place. Now, what about DACA? What about DACA? So DACA is a little different scenario, right? It's going to allow you to get a 212D3 waiver at the consulate. And if you have an underlying non-immigrant visa, you're able to go ahead and file, get an approval, get advanced parole before you leave, go to the U.S. consulate, pick up your visa, come back in legal status. That's going to be really important, folks. Now, what do you need to start doing today to prepare for this? You need to start looking at the H-1B. The H-1B visa for professionals, it's only once a year. It's a lottery. It's going to come in March, but you better start preparing now. Talk to your employer. See if they're willing to petition you, okay? If you qualify for an O1, maybe that's the visa for you. O1 is for visas for extraordinary ability in business. It also includes science, so that may be an option for you, and you can start the O1 anytime, right? There may be some other non-immigrant visas. Consult with a lawyer or look at some of my videos. I got tons of non-immigrant visa videos in my archive. So, hey, start preparing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's fantastic. Go for it. All right, there was new guidance on the O1A and the NIW back in January of 2022, okay? Forbes did an unbelievable article on this recently. I put a link in the description box below to the article. It talks about how immigration today, now 2 years later, is favorably issuing O1A as well as NIW. And by the way, this category has been extended to STEM. That's a game changer, folks. So if you're looking for alternatives for non-immigrant visas, that's the O1. If you're looking for alternatives for green cards, NIW, you don't need a petitioner. You don't need an employer. It's a self-petition. They've expanded the categories and they're adjudicating them favorably. That's wonderful. Read the article. This is good stuff. United States v. Sultanov. What a case, folks. So I put a link in the description box here to take you to the case. You can read the digest, but let me break it down for you. So what's been happening at the airports and at the port of entry when you're driving through to the US. Generally, there's a lower standard where immigration need not have probable cause. All they need is reasonable cause. Well, the district court out of New York said, nope, you cannot search that cell phone. You need probable cause and a warrant to search the cell phone of an individual. This is really good stuff, folks. I think you do have a privacy right, Fourth Amendment right to unreasonable searches and seizures, and they have been unreasonable. So know your rights. When you're at the airport, you tell the officer, I'm sorry, officer, I'd rather not. And you got to be nice. Don't make them upset because you're going to lose the battle, but tell them, I understand that I have a right to privacy in my phone. If you have a search warrant that's based on probable cause, I'd be more than happy to give you my cell phone. Yeah, it could get pretty contentious. I've seen other clients, they get removed, but hey, we have a case now. You let them know what the law is. I'm not going to say they can't, but they shouldn't use it against you, okay? So hey, that's a recent case. That's wonderful, all right? Last bit of good news. H1B has a second round for fiscal year 2025. That's fantastic. So they've determined they can issue more of these H1Bs. So hopefully, if you had a registration for fiscal year 2025, check out this second round. You may be chosen, all right? So that's a bit of good news. Hey, YouTube family and GN subs, thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. Check me out next week. We got some good updates that's going to be coming. Go to my playlist, go to my frequently asked questions. Really good stuff organized there. And hey, we'll see you next time.